Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Sobriety University. Today, we're going to talk about when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of smoking weed. If you've been in a relationship before, if you've ever had a moment or experience where you're just done with it, you're fed up with it, a job maybe, and you get to that breaking point where it's like, yo, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I'm out. Like, as much as it sucks, I think there is a good part of this, and this is actually can motivate a lot of people for change when they're actually kind of, at rock bottom per se. Now, ideally, we want to get to a place where we don't have to hit rock bottom, but hey, we're stubborn. I know for me, I've had to hit rock bottom in a lot of different areas to where I'm actually just disgusted with my behavior. With weed, I was like, okay, dude, like, this is insane. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of my life sucking, of not getting anywhere in my career, or my relationships are all fun. I was done with it. And up until that point, I was really resistant towards like making that change, and I was kind of ignoring it. I'm like, okay, well, life isn't so bad. Like, life could be worse. I could be dead, all that stuff. And then finally I realized, like, yo, I want a good life and I'm not living a good life. So with weed, you might be at that spot or getting close to that spot where every time you pick up a joint, pack a bowl, or take a bong hit, it's like the misery just comes back in full force. Weird addiction is very weird because the cycle is that, okay, I know this is causing me harm. Yet, and when I smoke, all I want to do is not be smoking. Yet the next day, I'm right back at it, and all I want to do is smoke. And it's very confusing because it's like almost like you're living two separate lives. And then the guilt, and then you smoke again, and then the guilt comes back, the shame, the regret, the fear, all that stuff. And it's like, dude, is this ever going to end? And I know for me, what's happened is that, I could recognize that I was in the cycle, and I could recognize that this isn't what I want to be doing. Ideally, I wish it was different. But until I hit that moment where I was just disgusted, like absolutely just fed up with X, Y, or Z, I couldn't make that change I really wanted to and finally quit. Now, there are some ways, and I talk about on this channel, how you can quit without having to hit rock bottom or be completely disgusted with your behavior. However, you might be one of those people that needs to hit that, and that's okay too, right? Once you're sober, you don't really care anymore how you got sober. You're just thankful you're sober. So however you get there is going to be your own path. Some of you might not get there, and that's, unfortunate truth about this is that there will be a lot of people that come to this channel and watch these videos that don't ever get clean and do spend their whole life smoking weed. And for me, this is a really big, I would say, actually help. When I actually saw people who hadn't quit marijuana, I would go to these recovery support group meetings, and I would see lots of older people, people that had wasted not their teens or their 20s, but their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, smoking weed. And I just remember feeling like, yo, if I'm that person, I'm gonna be so disappointed in myself. I'm gonna be so sad and ashamed of myself if I'm the one that's continuing to smoke weed day after day, year after year, month after month, etc. And so I really had to make a big decision and say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. Like, let's stop this. This is insane. This is insanity. So if you are able to get to a recovery support group meeting, or you're able to maybe just look at some of these comments and see how many people are struggling with this, it might light a fire under your ass to realize, like, hey, this could be me. I could be one of those people, or I could not, and I could be one of the people that doesn't end up wasting their life smoking marijuana, or a very significant part of their lives, and then having to get sober down the line and deal with more years of discomfort and displeasure and issues and stuff like that. I just remember thinking for me, I'm like, okay, I'm getting clean now. I was 22. I'm like, well, at 32, I'm gonna have 10 more years of shit that I have to work through, and trauma I have to face, and all that stuff. And I was already facing a lot of stuff in my past already. So that was really good motivation for me to be like it's worth staying sober and experiencing the pain of sobriety, because it is painful at times, than would be to be 40 years old and having to work through an extra 18 years of issues. That was a big motivator for me. Now, I'll share one with you recently that I've been struggling with, so you can kind of see, like, hey, this is really a thing. I was struggling with a gambling addiction for a little while, and it never got too serious. However, I was playing poker, and I was really enjoying playing poker a lot. And what happened was, addiction is very progressive, and can be very slow, but it's progressive. I started like last year, and I was playing once every 2 weeks with friends or people I just didn't know, and it would be very low stakes. 5 months went by, and I started playing every week, and I was betting more and more. I was winning, but I was still spending a lot more time playing. And then what happened was that I was like, okay, I'm gonna play higher stakes. I started going to some casinos. I started going to like more high stakes games like that people were hosting. and I started to lose, and I started to lose big. And when I say big, I just mean consistently. Thankfully, I'm in Mexico, so I didn't have to spend a lot of money, but it added up still. I probably spent a good $1,000. I lost about $1,000 playing poker, and the time I was spending, like 6 hours, 7 hours a night, just insane. And then in 1 week, I got to the point where I was playing every single night. I was like, holy crap, man, like this is insane. And I finally got to the point, and that's why I wanted to make this video, where I was absolutely disgusted. I was fed up and grossed out by my behavior. I was sick of coming home, and sometimes I'd smell like cigarettes, and other times I'd be up till like 5 in the morning, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, like this is unacceptable behavior. I'm no longer going to tolerate. This is not the person who I am. This is not the path that I initially signed up to go down, and yet I was on this path, and I got angry. And once I got angry, that's when things changed a lot too. So if you're in this spot, guys, let yourself get pissed off, get angry, get disgusted with your behavior, and say like, this is not okay. This is not okay for me to be doing with my life. This is not okay for me to be wasting this precious time I have on earth doing this stupid behavior. And once that anger can kick in, I think that can light a fire under your belt as well, to say, hey, look, I get a choice here. I get a choice to either keep doing this and keep being disgusted with myself, or I can say, hey, no more. I'm going to put this energy I'm spending and wasting into this substance, into getting clean, into getting sober, into changing my life, and really making these big steps for myself that I know I need to make. So guys, if you need help with quitting addiction, and especially weed addiction, sign up for a consult down below. We'll hop on a call for about 40 minutes, and I'll find out where you are on your recovery journey and how I can be of best assistance to you on this journey. What I'm really here for is accountability, and to give you some actionable daily things that you can do to start overcoming your weed addiction. It's going to be effort, it's going to be work, it's not going to be easy, but it will be simple. And if you can follow the simple steps that I'm going to line out for you, then you will be able to overcome marijuana and live a much better life for yourself. And again, not have to be disgusted with yourself and your behavior and who you are, who you've become as a person, yada, yada. So with that, guys, talk to you soon. Peace.